Kenny?
Yes, sir. Just had a flat tire, so I'm at a discount tire getting that fixed.
Oh, nice. Nice. Make sure to always get the warranty. They'll take care of you over there.
Oh, I did. This is literally my second one this week, so
Oh my
it's
gosh.
I don't know if you know this, but there's these guys named the ROI guys that do a lot of construction, and I'm pretty sure they're leaving nuts and bolts all around the road, which is catching me. So
You just throw the
kind of
roofing logo on the road just for your flat
yeah,
tire.
yeah. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Anytime. Anytime. Of course, Daniel's phone's on silent. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm gonna send out one more message and get everybody coming in here, and then we will get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone's pouring in here. Come on in, y'all. Carrie, I'm gonna shoot one more message out. Carrie, what's going on? Who else we got? Emma, David, Kevin. Y'all let me know in the chat. Robert, what's up, man? Let me know in the chat. Where is everyone joining from? Angelica, Audra, what's up? What's up? What's up? Excited about this meeting. The lunch meeting went great today. So excited to get to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Daniel's here with me just at the other end of the table. So he's going to be monitoring the chat. San Diego, Sacramento, LA, sweet. McKinney, San Diego. Lots of San Diego folks. I like it. How's the weather out there? How is the weather?
Terrible. It's sunny.
Terrible and sunny. Yeah, yeah. That's yeah, it's all cloudy here. It's completely cloudy.
Hey
Not
Alec, I have a quick
hey,
question. Do you need a email address? Would some people need an email address to get in by chance?
it shouldn't. I'm trying to let me see. I'm gonna delete the waiting room. There we go. It was making me approve everybody, but I should have everyone should be in. Seems like we got like 16 of us. We'll give it
I
like two.
invited someone that is in Money Is, but they're in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area.
No worries. No
Okay.
worries.
They were just saying they're having a problem getting in. I think it's on their end though. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean we can they shouldn't need an email. But if they click that link, it should send them right into the meeting. So hopefully that'll work. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Orlando, Kevin, what's up, man? Brennan, how are you?
Guys,
Hey, what's going on? Where are you joining us from?
I am in. Let me. Okay. Oh, ooh, I haven't seen it like this before.
I know we're just trying new things tonight. We're the classroom setting.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little outside of Fort Worth, Texas.
Sweet, sweet, not far at all then.
Yeah. Where are you?
We are in Sherman, Texas. So Daniel and I guess he's over here on the screen, but what's up? Yeah, so we're up in Sherman.
Oh,
So
nice.
not too far at all.
Very cool. Well, glad
Not
to
too
be
far at
here.
all. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and Michelle's
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah, we got a good group. Got a good group.
Hey,
So we'll get
Audra. Yeah.
the great city of Sherman, Brian Penn. Brian, where are you from?
No, I actually live in Houston, but I actually used to live in Sherman, Texas, when I first
No
started
way.
my career. Yes, sir.
That's crazy. What a small world.
Yeah, right there off of FM 1417. I remember.
That's crazy. I used to live on 1417 as well.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy, man. What a small world.
Yes, sir.
How long did you live there?
I lived there for about 4 years. Yeah, but I used to
Okay.
work over at Quickset there in Denison.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Sweet. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna have a good time tonight. I got about 22 of us here. I think there's a feature like raise your hand. This will be like we'll go through. I kind of have a timeline and a little presentation I want to show you guys. But if you have questions, just raise your hand, unmute yourself, and we'll have a conversation. Flavia, what's up? Just saw that you jumped in. Hey, hey. Okay, let me see. I'll get it to share my screen here. And oh, Jasmine just jumped in. What's up, Jasmine? We're just beginning, so you didn't miss anything. Okay. Can you all see everything all right? Y'all see the screen? Good, Dan? Okay, sweet. Okay, I don't know how the screen sharing is going to work here. My mouse is like completely disappeared. Okay, we're going to roll with it though. So thank y'all for coming. Daniel Huffman, he's in the chat. He's at the other end of the table from me right here. He's going to be monitoring the chat. So if you guys have questions, feel free to drop those below. It looks like everyone has dropped their location where they're joining us from. We got people from California. We got people from Texas. We got people from Florida. And I think, no, it looks like, yeah, Florida, Texas, California. Jasmine, Texas. Lisa, Los Angeles. Awesome. So all across the United States, but tonight is a fairly short Zoom. I try to keep it under 30 minutes at the lunchtime meeting, but it went long just asking Q&A. So we'll try to keep this quick. But this is how to earn double-digit returns on your money with the ROI guys without risking it all. And so through the years of doing real estate, we've talked to a lot of people, and one of their biggest concerns with having their money in the stock market is the uncertainty of the market fluctuation, and really having to trust their financial advisor. And a lot of that is just up to chance. And if you're a part of the Money Is community, you know that Andrew calls financial advisors financial salesmen. And so it's just a whole mess. But if we look at the market, and if we look at, some of the slides right here, this is from yesterday, 4-day losing streak, stock market tries to catch up, tries to not have the 4-day losing streak there. And then you see as well, the Forbes article, Pfizer stock hits 3-year low, down from 50% from 2021 peak. We'll camp out on that 50% here in a second. And then, the Dow tumbles 500 points, post worst day since March 2023, which wasn't even that long ago. So we're in the midst of inflation. You know that. We're in the midst of, stocks going crazy. And here's where the financial advisors really get people. It's lost in the percentages, right? So if you had $100, and again, Pfizer, let's say all your money was in Pfizer, 50% drop, boom. You go from 100 to 50 right off the bat. And your financial advisor, your stockbroker could say, hey, no worries, no worries, Jasmine. Like, we got a 40% gain this year. Like, it's his historical high. Well, 40% from 50 only goes up to $70. And let's say you defy all odds and have another amazing year in the stock market, and it goes up another 40%. 40% of 70 is $98. And so you're not even back to ground zero where you started. And this isn't even including inflation. This is just simple math. And so people are just getting buried in the stock market. And so some people say, oh, stocks, let's do the old Dave Ramsey thing and just invest in a mutual fund. So real quick, let me know in the chat who has played blackjack before. Who's the gamblers in the chat here? Let me know where the gamblers at. So roulette, baby. Okay, sweet. So if you're playing blackjack and you see two queens, right? You're sitting at 20. Who would say hit me? Who would say give me another card? I like it, Pete. Card emoji. iPad blackjack, love it. So negative, right? Like it's just idiotic. It's idiotic to be sitting here with a 20, trying to get 21 in blackjack and say, hit me. You're staying. Exactly. So would you hit? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you did hit, you would have an 8% chance of breaking or going over 21. Even so that the casinos that are meant to make money, they will even ask you, sir, are you sure you want to hit? Well, according to Fast Company magazine, they've been monitoring since 1984. If you see the highlight, your odds of picking a winning mutual fund were less than 4%. So the odds of investing in a mutual fund and actually winning, you have a less chance of winning in mutual funds than you do hitting when you're showing a 20. So we can all agree that the stock market is definitely not the place that you want to be putting your money. And so we'll jump in a little bit about us. I'm Alec, and again, if you're jumping in late, Daniel is across the table from me. We have known each other since we were in middle school. You can see up top, that was a early high school basketball picture, top left. And then we've been friends for a long time. And so here's some more shots of us. So we started playing basketball. Bottom left, we love eating good food. Bottom right corner is our wives. My wife is named Morgan. Daniel's wife is named Kate. We're big car guys, so if you follow us on social media, we love cars, we love having a good time, and we try to keep things lighthearted. And so a little bit about our story. We first started working together. We look like babies here, but Daniel actually had hair back then. So um, we're totally babies. So we did medical sales back in 2015, 2016, and it was a rough time, right? We went through a time of, door-to-door sales. We were working for kind of a startup lab, and we're on a very tiny little salary of like 500, $1,000 a month, and we were promised a ton of commission. And so it led us to, kind of failing in sales. And then I moved over. Dan was going to school at the time, and then I moved over to solar sales. So for a period, all hats for me these days. Yeah. So for a period of about 3 years, I was working specifically for very little money, all on sales jobs. And it kind of came to a pinnacle in 2018. You can see here at the very bottom of the screen, January 4th, 2018. And this was the first meeting we had with the attorney to look at our options. We had, I was pulling screenshots after, getting rid of this or getting ready for this presentation. $6.86 in the bank account, facing bankruptcy, in tons of debt because we lived on credit cards off of the hope of future payments. So let me know in the comments, have you ever had less than $10 in your bank account? Because if so, I can relate. Like $6.86. Like that was crazy, taking me back. So at 24 years old, my wife and I went through bankruptcy. And as a dude, as supposed to be provider, that's a very low point. And so something had to change. And for me and Daniel both, we both went through the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. And, Robert Kiyosaki is someone who basically started shifting and changing, our perspective on real estate and just kind of mindsets in general. And he says, if you failed, that means you're doing something. And if you're doing something, then you have a chance. And that was absolutely where we began in 2018, 2019, after going through that really low time. And so if you know anything about bankruptcy, your credit is absolutely trashed. And so this was a screenshot. I mean, look, you can see like, yeah, so under 600, bad credit score. This is fresh out of bankruptcy. And so it allowed us, when we started getting into real estate, to really have to get creative. And so private money isn't foreign to us. We've been raising private money since 2019. And I blocked out, lender names just for privacy, but you can see we've raised over $2.1 million of private money, over 29 different investors. And we have been, doing what the Money Is community, what the IRA, 401k investing, equity trust community has been talking about. We've been doing this from the very beginning because we were forced to. We actually just signed a bank loan today, like in between the two Zooms, and we're building an office building. And that was like the second bank loan that we've actually done. And so private money is our bread and butter. So today we're going to show you a way to get double-digit returns without you having to repair a house or swing a hammer. So going back to where it all began, this was Daniel's house on the left and my house on the right. And we were actually remodeling those at the same time. And we weren't linked up. We weren't business partners yet, but this is where it began. This is how the house has turned out. Let me know in the comments who's ended up looking better, Daniel's or mine. Daniel's is on the left, mine's on the right. What do you think? Daniel just took pictures on a sunny day, so I think Daniel definitely had the winner. Definitely had the winner house. So after that, we said, hey, we're competing in the same town. These houses were both in Sherman, Texas. And we said, why don't we link up? We've known each other for forever. And that is when we founded Platinum Properties. And so Platinum Properties is the company that we founded, and we started flipping houses together. Since then, we've done over 78 deals. And here's, some examples of before and after. The house in the upper left-hand corner was, I think, our third or fourth house. And you can see right below that after. We've done small houses. The one kind of in the middle with the sunset is a very large house that we have under contract right now. And then just some other houses. We have since done new builds. And so you can see the picture on the right is a house that we're building right now. And Flavia, thank you so much for that encouragement. Yeah, and so this is a duplex, and this is actually under contract. I think it's for a California buyer. They're going to put renters in there and rent it out. And the two pictures right above it are duplexes. So you have very nice finish outs. We really don't like to do lipstick on a pig type jobs. We want to actually provide spaces that people enjoy to live in. This is another new build. So this is a very modern home, very high-end finish out. And so this kind of gives you an example of some of the projects that we've done. And one thing that I will always say before any investment, you want to make sure that people are not just selling investments, but they're actually doing deals. And so if you look here, these are closing statements. I just kind of highlighted a few. I just pulled a few out from this year alone. One was from 3 days ago, 4/16. One was from January, another January. And then I can't see the one on the top right because I got a box on my screen, but I know it's from this year. So, and you can see name of borrower, name of borrower. It's all Platinum Property Holdings. So that's just, you want to make sure that you're doing business with people who actually have closed deals and aren't just wholesaling everything or aren't just, really lying and making everything up. So after a while, we started saying, hey, how can we really, take this to social media? And about a year ago, we founded the ROI guys. And this is kind of our outward expression. If you follow us here at the ROI guys on Instagram, we will definitely follow you back and be able to show you kind of projects that we're doing. you can connect with us there. And we're actually going through a rebrand right now. So let me know if you kind of like the direction of the new logos. We love your feedback on those. So we have had a lot of great wins. We've done over 78 deals, like I said, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And so again, just part of going through this whole thing is being vulnerable with you guys and letting you know, like, hey, we're not perfect. We're human beings. We mess up. The market changes, etc. So this is a story about our first loss. We ran this property and thought we were about to get rich off this one. All the comps around the area were showing that we should be able to sell it for about 550,000. And we picked this up at land value, 10 acres of land. Land around our area is going for about 35,000 an acre. So we picked this up for 325. And we sat on this property for 9 to 12 months and finally took a loss on it. I mean, the house, you can see it, it looks butt ugly. I don't know who designed that thing, but no one wanted this house. Like, absolutely no one wanted this house. And so you can see on the picture, we had to bring $20,855.60 to closing just to wash our hands out of this deal. And that's not including all the holding costs and interest paid to the investors along the way. And so the point of telling you guys this is that we had to eat that cost out of our own pockets. Our investors got paid. We didn't default. They were happy. They didn't really care because, we have an agreement with them. But this is a real life example. We haven't closed a deal that we've lost money on since then. And so this is our one, and we've learned from it. We've learned to underwrite deals a little differently. And so we moved on. But in that, there is the opportunity of loss. And a lot of times, one of the biggest questions we get is, hey, Alec and Dan, what if the market crashes and I'm invested with you guys? Well, we buy properties with at least 30% equity after all the repairs are done. So what that means is if the property is worth $100,000, we're going to be all in for under $70,000. So there's always that 30% margin. And so if the market drops a ton, which, like, real estate doesn't move like stocks do, especially doesn't move like crypto. I mean, you've seen crypto come in and out and drop overnight, and it's crazy, but real estate doesn't really move that quick. It definitely adjusts with the bond market, and mortgage rates adjust that way. But if we saw a 10% loss in the real estate market, we would still have margin to liquidate very quickly and be mobile and be able to liquidate the deal, get out of it, and then reassess and buy the next property for cheaper. Another question people ask is, hey, Alec, can you really give me fixed rates? And the answer is yes. Like, we set those agreements contractually. And so I'll show you that here in just a second. And another question, this is kind of the dark side of things, but hey, what if something happens to you guys? Like, what if, you guys like cars, right? Like, what if you guys get in an accident and die? Well, we have life insurance to cover the loans that are out. And then we have property liquidation clauses inside of our family trust that the properties would be liquidated and then investors would get paid back. And again, we're able to liquidate properties quicker because we have that equity margin built in. So, is there a risk? I would say nothing's ever guaranteed, disclaimer. But real estate is, in my opinion, and if you look at facts, historically, the lowest risk asset class out there compared to stocks, crypto, etc. So the big risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Warren Buffett, right? So it would be more risky if you just went out and bought a house without not knowing, anything about flipping a house. And if you were to invest with us in our first month of real estate, that would be a little more riskier than it is today. But with over 78 deals under our belt, the risk is very, very low. So that's it. Invest with the ROI guys, get paid, rinse and repeat. No, we're not done. We'll show you how it works. It's a super simple process called promissory notes, which if you're part of Money Is, you have heard this. You've heard John talk about it with Equity Trust. And we do promissory notes on 12, 24, and 36-month plus terms. And so this gives you reassurance that, hey, I'm getting a set interest rate. I'm not worried about market fluctuation. This is a contractual agreement with the ROI guys, and you will get paid. So the question really is, how long do you want to receive double-digit returns? Let me know in the comments. Does anybody want double-digit returns? Because according to Forbes, the S&P 500 without dividends has returned a 7.1% return, right? So that's what everyone tells you to invest in, right? Is the S&P. Forever, duh. I love it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Like it. Carry, like it. So this is all great and everything, you know, double-digit returns, making money, but I love seeing how it like actually impacts people. And so, you know, our friend Sarah, she put in March 125,000, and you know, she now plans, and you'll see this on the next story too, but these investors plan their monthly bills around the passive income. And if we go back to Robert Kiyosaki, those that are financially free have enough passive income to support their lifestyle, their expenses. That's when you become financially free. Another investor, James, we were sitting down with him in February, and he says, we want to renew, we want to keep all of our money in because the $2,500 a month return that we get pays for most of our bills. And so we have most of our investors rolling over capital because they love having that mailbox money, as you've heard it called. So we have over 29 happy investors. We've never defaulted. We've never missed payments, ever. And we don't plan on it either. All of your money goes into real estate that has high equity. So here's what a sample agreement looks like. It is a promissory note, loan agreement, and the interest rate is 10 to 12% a year. I'll show you what that looks like. So we have different options. So you can do a monthly option or a balloon option. The monthly option is a 10% return. So if you invested 100,000, just for easy math, you would make 10,000 a year in return, and that would be divided up over 12 months because you want to get paid monthly. You'll get paid the first week of the month. So that would be a monthly payment of $833.33. So that's one option. And the second option is balloon, because we get some people who are like, hey, I have a big chunk of money in my savings. I want to put it down, and I just want the maximum return possible. I'm not worried about this money. I just want it working for me. I just want it working for me. So the balloon option is great. And what that means, if you don't know what a balloon is that there's no payments for 12 months. And then on the 12th month, you get all the interest up front. So if you invested 100,000, you get 12,000 in interest. Now, again, we've been doing this for 5 years now. And something that we've implemented over at the beginning of this year is we want to always align our interest with our investors' interest. And so if you've gotten any type of home loan or any type of short-term, long-term loan, the bank has what's called origination fees. And origination fees are for every loan they create, they get paid a fee. And so inside of the promissory note, we want to show you how you can get origination fees over and over and over. I have some opportunities I'll show you, but I have this slide right here. So if someone invests over 25 grand with us, let's say deal number one, they invest 100 grand. And this is not multiple hundred, it's just based on 100,000. So on deal one, we put your money into house number one. You're going to get your baseline interest plus a $500 origination fee. Let's say our crews move really quickly And side note, our average time close to close is 4 months. So we could potentially do 3 deals with that same 100,000 in a whole year. So if we're on top of our game and our contractors and our crews are moving quickly, then it benefits you as well. So if we get that property number 1 sold, move on to 2, you're going to get another 500. Same thing on deal number 3, you're going to get another 500. So basically that's equivalent to another 1.5% on top of the baseline. If you invested 100, the percentage would change a little bit depending, but it allows you to get more money on top of it, and it aligns our interest. So I'll go back here. Here's some opportunities right now. We move between 5 and 10 deals a month. Our goal is to do 100 deals this year alone. And so these are a couple opportunities. This is a 620 Walnut in Sherman. We bought the house with our own cash, and we're looking to raise 40,000 for the rehab. Now, a question that someone asked in the lunchtime Zoom was, do I have to do this all, or could I basically partner with someone to take down this? And the answer is yes. That's what's great about promissory notes, is that we can have 4 people come in at $10,000 a piece, or we could have 2 people at 20, and you can pull your money. You can all get the same interest rate, but you can pull together. You don't have to have the total 40. So that's one opportunity. The other is a lot that we have in Sherman. It's lot 14, if you see at the bottom. And we're going to build, this is a house that we built, and it's under contract right now. But a beautiful house, 3 bedrooms, 1,600 square foot. We're going to build that on the lot. So we're looking to raise 45,000 for that. And the closing for that deal is April 28th, I believe. It's that Friday. So I think 28th is a Sunday potentially. So it might be the 29th, but it's at the end of this month. So 45,000 for that one. This one, we have another lender that bought the house with their IRA. And then now we're looking to bring in another lender to do the rehab. So this one is available immediately, and that is a $50,000 raise. And then for someone that has, a lot of money in retirement, a lot of, lazy money sitting around, we also have this package deal. It's 4 lots, 3 houses, and 1 commercial building. And this deal is super exciting, but the total raise for this deal is 550,000. And so, if you want to put 500 grand to work, then this is definitely the deal for you. And so those are kind of opportunities. That was a video, I guess. We also have a private equity deal. I don't want to get sidetracked on this, but there's opportunity to earn even higher returns doing private equity investing, as we talked about. So that would pay out between 17 and 20, again, depending on if you wanted monthly or balloon payment. But if you're interested in private equity and like really putting your money to work, you can text me. Most of y'all have my number. But want to open it up. We're at the 30-minute mark. So want to open it up for Q&A. I will stop sharing my screen. We'll get back on video here. And so if you have questions, I would love to hear from you. We'll throw people back down in the chairs, the immersive view. Okay. So you can either unmute yourself, or if you want to type in the chat, just let me know what kind of questions you guys have. We'd love to answer those and chat with you here for a little bit.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So so for example, the property at Sherman, right? The first one at South Walnut Street. So I get the first lien. That's why I got the note. I got the first lien, but I get only between 10 and 12%. Is that right?
So we have, there is a first lien position on it already. And then the promissory note would be your security, and it would be, depending on what option you went with, it would be 10 or 12%, depending on what you would want in that year term, if you did 12 months.
Okay, but this wouldn't be included in the first lien, right? Would be only the promissory note. The first lien, you guys have the first lien.
Correct. Because
Okay.
so we can do liens, and I don't want to get too technical. I mean, I think most of you guys understand the liens, but what we were running into is most people didn't have 200,000 because that house, the all-in cost to flip that house is going to be 212,500. And so most people don't have that much money. And so they couldn't really have, you would have to have 4 or 5 liens. And then it's like, okay, who gets first lien, who gets second lien, who gets third? So that's when we started looking into and talking with our attorneys, hey, what still makes this viable, but how we can bring people on with lower amounts. So the 40,000 is more tangible. And so that's why we went that direction with this deal. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so who get the first lien? Is there a sub-2 deal, or you guys own this property? It's because I'm afraid. Okay, so there's no bank involved? Because
Correct.
the thing is, okay. It's because I did one deal once and I lost the money because somebody foreclosed on us. And that's what I don't want to happen again. So that's why I'm kind of concerned.
So,
okay,
yeah,
got it.
absolutely. So you were
interested.
and you never got your money?
They foreclosed and then I had the second lien. Nothing
Gotcha.
happened. You know, I couldn't do it. Somebody else ended up buying the first lien. I didn't really lost the money, but I could have if I didn't put some.
Right.
But
and that's what gets crazy about having a second lien. They're just not secure. We've heard stories after stories with promissory notes. Daniel and I are both personally guaranteeing. So if we default, you can come after us personally. You can come after our personal house. You can come after Daniel's Lamborghini. Like there's more action to be taken doing the promissory note and personal guarantees than aligning third, fourth, fifth lien positions on these houses. So really,
okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that, because that happens more often than not with second lien positions.
Yeah, I'm interested though.
For sure.
Thank you for doing that, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Anita says minimum asking investment. We try to stick to 10,000 minimum. I know with us, we learned about doing our own IRAs and funding those. And so Dana and I both funded 6,500 for backdating 2023. So I understand there's people that have gone to the Money Is, gone to the equity trust, and have just funded their accounts. So we could definitely use the 6,500, but again, it would be the flat interest rate on that. Because the origination fees, for that to make sense, it has to be an investment of over 25,000. So let's see, any other questions? Yeah, Pete says he wants interest, double-digit returns forever. Yeah, that's definitely the mindset that you got to have. So people ask like, hey, how risky is investing with you guys? And if you guys are on Andrew's slide, it was real estate is low risk, medium return. Private equity is medium risk, higher return. And so, it's one of the most stable investments that you can make outside of just combating inflation, right? Because we all know that if you're leaving your money in your checking account, you're losing money to inflation. If your money is in the bond market, you're probably like breaking even with inflation. And so this is a secure spot to put your money in real estate. And it's backed by an asset. And for those of you guys who are in Texas, you can come see the property that your money's in. And so yeah, Solomon is in McKinney. Solomon's worked with us before. Brian, I think you said you were in Fort Worth. Jasmine, I think you said Fort Worth. We had some other people from Prosper this morning. So, Zoom user would love to see it. Okay, Forney, sweet. Zoom user, what's your name? Type your name in there. It's just like default on my end. Okay, oh, is that a different Jasmine or are you back? Okay, Pete said with the 1 year hold with the money, once you sell the original, do you roll that money to the next property? Correct. So you write a loan, you become the bank, let's say 100,000. We then flip a property, sell that property, take that money, and roll it into the next one. Because here's the deal: we shoot to make 10 to 20% profit margin on our deals after closing costs, after realtor fees, after holding costs, insurance, taxes, all that stuff that a lot of people don't think about. So if we're taking in money at a 10 to 12% interest rate and we're only making 10 to 20%, we have to do another deal to like really start profiting. So that's why we take, after the first deal sold, and then we move it on to the next one. Is the investor informed once the property is sold and reinvested? Yes. We like to have a very close relationship. You guys, I mean, you already have my phone number, but yeah, we have text threads with investors. Hey, thanks for the money. Your money's going into this property. Here it is. Yeah. So it's just aligning the interest again. We had one lady that invested actually from her IRA, and it was a quick flip. We got a great offer on the property, and we sold it in 3 weeks. And so she's like, okay, well, that was quick. Let's do a longer term note, so I'm not just like in it for a section. And she was a high net worth individual, and so she had a first lien because she took down a massive deal, but it was a lot of paperwork just for a 3 week deal. With the promissory note, it's just you're done for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Like you're getting your money. And last part of Pete's question, and how would you know what is probably going on with reinvestment to possibly get the $500 origination? So correct. So every deal that we move, so let's say you have property A, we sell property A. Once we close on property B, you're going to get money. You're going to get your origination. Jasmine, my thing kicked me off the same. The other Zoom users, Paul, the other Zoom users, Jasmine. Okay, Zoom user, Wiley, Texas. Sweet. Brian, hope you have a good weekend too. Pete, thanks for the thumbs up. Hope that answers your question. But if you're out of state and you want to see these properties, we can always do a FaceTime call. So we can always walk you through live on the properties that we have going on. We send update videos. We have private investors on those duplexes that I showed you guys. And so that couple is from Seattle, and then another one is from Dallas. And so we send update videos to them just to let them know, what's going on with their investment. It's not just, numbers on a screen. Pete, will this be recorded? Yes, it's being recorded. I will send you the replay. I will post that replay. Pete, are you in the Money Is DFW group? Because I can definitely send it there. Or if you want to, let me put my phone number here. Fort Lauderdale, boom. Yes, we can transfer funds from Roth, from Equity Trust. Absolutely. We actually, Jasmine, interested in working with you both. Hey, we would love to work with you too. Let me know how we can help. Answer any more questions. Feel free to take down my phone number and we will connect this week. Yes, Carrie. So the move from Equity Trust is great. And thank you. Have a great weekend as well. Yes, Solomon, we can definitely forward the replay. We love the community. We love moving money with each other. People who attend and could audit. Yeah. People who are interested that can attend. Yes, for sure. Yeah, equity trust is great. They make it super easy to move money around. So once the promissory note is signed, we'll send it to their custodians and then they will direct the money into the accounts needed. So it's a super, super, super simple process. I'll be reaching out this next week. Carrie would love that. So Daniel and I were chilling in the hot tub at Money Is, and Carrie came in. So we talked for like 2 hours in the hot tub. So that's what it's all about, is just getting to know like-minded people. So um it's always a good time. And then we definitely want to have, local meetups. Thank you, Emma. Appreciate you joining. So local meetups, we can do quarterly Zooms. We just want to, as powerful as a community is that we've seen within the Money Is just in the last little bit, we want to start doing quarterly, investor Zooms. We're in the process of building an ROI guys headquarters up in Sherman. So we're going to start hosting networking events and meetups and dinners and things like that. So we want to really just bring in the community. Any other questions? Definitely don't want to keep you guys, but I will sit on here as long as it takes to get every question answered. Natasha said, I will be in touch early next week. Very interested. Thanks, Natasha. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Carrie. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I will give about 30 more seconds. And if there's no more questions, we will hop off here. Let you guys enjoy your Friday evening. I really appreciate y'all jumping in and spending the time with us. Look forward to money together. Do we need an LLC account to move into or just directly from equity? So no, you don't. We take individuals from private individuals all the time without an LLC. We've done loans with individuals, we've done loans with LLCs, we've done loans with trust, we've done loans with IRAs, we've done loans with 401ks, and we're potentially about to do a loan with a 403b, which is a teacher's retirement, I believe. So any of those accounts work. So, okay. Oh, one new message. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine. Absolutely, Jasmine. We will rock it. Rock and roll. Thanks, Flavia. So nice to meet you and your husband in Florida. Or I guess in Dallas, and then seeing you guys again in Florida. But Solomon, bro, we'll see you. We'll see you soon. We'll see you at church. See you around. All right, y'all. Have a great night.